Hi, welcome back to A7 Bluesified Improv. Now this is an extension of what we were talking about earlier, playing the changes. And so you might recall we talked about just playing over one chord at a time at first so that we get good at playing over each individual chord. And in order to do that, it helps to know what the chord tones are. Those would be 1, 3, 5, flat 7, and then in our last lesson, what we did was add the flat 3 and the 6 to that arpeggio to come up with a sort of hybrid arpeggio scale that I called A7 Bluesified. And I'm going to use that arpeggio now to construct some licks. We're going to add some hammer-ons, pull-offs, and slides in order to make it more interesting. We're also going to do some double stops and some bends. So starting out in lick number 1 that you can download from my website, starlinermusic.net, this lick adds a slide and a hammer-on. So we have, again, lick number 1. Lick number 2 has a pull-off and a hammer-on. Again, lick number 2. Lick number 3 comes right out of the blues scale. So you can see that there is definitely a blues scale element to this arpeggio. So you have, again, lick number 3. Lick number 4, you've got a half-step bend into a pull-off and then another bend. Number 4 again. Okay, number 5. In number 5, what we're doing is bending 2 non-chord tones to 2 chord tones. So we have the 6th and the flatted 3rd bent towards the flatted 7th and the major 3rd. Now normally in a double stop I'd suggest that you use one of the notes as a chord tone at least, and then the other note may not necessarily need to be, but in this case both are non-chord tones. Here we go. Okay, on the number 6. In number 6 we have double stops, and so we have. So notice in this case I kept one of the notes always being a chord tone. This note, the 3rd, is a chord tone. So we had again. In number 7 I'm demonstrating a concept, a terminology I use called pedal tone. Pedal tone means that you precede each of your arpeggio notes with a chord tone. In this case the chord tone is 5, the root, and we're going to use the 3 notes on the B string in series, but we're going to precede each of those with the chord tone or the root. Again, number 7. Number 8 does the same thing, except we use the combination of the flat 3rd into the major 3rd as our chord tone, and then we precede each of these notes again with that combination. Again, number 8. Okay, number 9 we have a slide and we have a slight bend. Again. Number 10 we have a pedal tone. Number 10 again. Number 11 we have a slide. And number 12 we have a quick hammer-on pull-off. This is the only time you'll hear me say it's okay to go backwards to the minor 3rd because it's happening very quickly. Again, number 12. Alright, let's see what this sounds like when we put it all together. What I'm going to do now is solo over a 12-bar blues. I'm going to play the arpeggio that we learned for A7, the A7 Bluesified, for the A7 chord. For the 4 chord, I'm going to move the notes respectively for the D7 chord, meaning I'll still be playing 1, flat 3, 3, 5, 6, flat 7, but I'm going to do it off of a D7 instead. And I'm not going to move up to, say, the 10th fret and do it there. I'm going to actually stay right here around the 5th fret region. And then I'm going to do the same for the E7th chord. So this is basically what happens when you're able to play each change very closely, meaning play the change and not play over the change. Okay? Here we go. that was playing all three arpeggios and really playing the changes. Notice I wasn't really concentrating a lot on major and minor pentatonic. That's just like icing on the cake. Once you can play the changes, then you can feel free to abandon playing the changes as well. But it really helps to be able to play the changes tightly. So if you're interested in learning more about playing the D7 and the E7 bluesified, I do offer private lessons online. You can contact me at starlinermusic.net. Thank you so much.